Good evening, Yoga Kids. My name is Sam. Welcome to the November Master Mentor Hangout. I want to hear from everybody and make sure that everybody is hearing my voice, seeing my face. So if you could, in the chat box, let me know that you can see me and you can hear me, and let me know where you guys are calling in from today. Where are you guys videoing in from here on our Yoga Kids Master Mentor call? We've got a really good event tonight. We're going to be talking with Kim V about her favorite things, and we're going to actually be doing some really cool interactive activities together as a group. And she's got some very special friends with her today. So it's a really fun and interactive place, and you guys can be very interactive with us by using that chat feature off to the right-hand side, and just let us know that you're here, and that if we have any questions, you can respond to us live. That's one of the big advantages of this new interactive format that we're working on here. Last month was our inaugural event, so I hope you were there. If you guys ever miss one of these events, they're always going to be available to you in your back office at yogakids.com. And I actually have a very special treat for all of you guys who are joining us here in the November event. You guys are actually going to get a very special preview of a brand new Yoga Kids website. I'm going to send out a very special email to all of you who are attending tonight's Master Mentor Hangout to get a free preview of the brand new Yoga Kids website and give us some feedback. Well, give me some feedback because I've been programming the thing all day long and all month long. So look for that, a very special little gift for joining us tonight live on the Master Mentor Hangout call with Kim. And we've got everybody kind of chiming in here. I've got some people from St. Augustine, Florida. Kathy is coming in from Winnipeg, Canada. Man, I bet it's cold up there right now. My buddy Ann is here. Hi to you. Margaret is here. Karen. And so, yeah, we've got some people coming in and seeing us live, and we welcome you to tonight's Hangout. I want to introduce Alicia, who is going to start off our call and kind of welcome you all and introduce tonight's guest speaker, our Master Mentor, Kim. And so, Alicia, it's all yours.
Hi. Yeah. I've decided that I'm not going to have my video on the whole time like we did on the last call, but I figured it'd be weird for me to be talking to a picture. So little video for now, but I wanted to welcome all the YKAs and CYKTs to this month's all-new Master Mentor Hangout. And in the spirit of Thanksgiving, since we're in the week of Thanksgiving, I want a very special thanks to all of you for joining us this evening. If you started your holiday, thank you for taking the time out to join us. So Kim Volanovic has been a Yoga Kids teacher for almost 15 years now, lots of experience, one of our trainers, really enthusiastic, and she has so much experience that she's going to share with us some of those books and songs and games and things that she's discovered to be the favorite big hits among the kids. She teaches regular Yoga Kids classes throughout the week, has created quite a successful business at it, and so she's going to share some of these wonderful ideas with us today. So Kim, thank you so much for sharing your ideas. The floor is yours.
Hi. I just remembered I was supposed to use headphones, right?
It helps, and we can hear you great. Thanks.
Okay, good. Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I teach about 7 preschool classes a week and about 5 elementary classes each week. So I've pulled together a few books, songs, and activities to share with you guys tonight. I guess we're ready to start, huh? I'm going to start with books because that is obviously everybody's favorite. And I'm going to put this little guy on my head here. Can you see my bunny? There he is. Dun, da, da. The first book I'm going to share with you is this book. I'll take him off. It's called A Boy and His Bunny. And it is a perfect book for one of the activities called Walking with My Animal Hat. We used to cover that in foundations, and now I believe it's later into the modules, but it is a big hit with preschool children as well as elementary kids. Who doesn't want to walk around with a Beanie Baby on his head? This one is about a boy, and I'm going to read you just a couple pages to give you a feel of it. The artwork is very big and clear and easy to share with a group. Here's the first page. It says, one day, whoops, can you see me? One day a boy woke up with a bunny on his head. Sam, I see you, not me. Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, I'm going to continue. Here's another page. Oh, anyway, then he goes on. His mom tells him that he's crazy and what can he do with a rabbit on his head. And it's a very empowering book. He tells her he can do anything with a bunny on his head, and then goes through the book showing off all the cool things he can do. Here he says books can be read with a bunny on your head. Peanut butter can be spread with a bunny on your head. So the peanut butter is a perfect example to do the peanut butter and jelly pose. And each page offers lots of fun activities right from our YogaKids materials. I end, after we do the book, with a lot of opportunity for kids to do vinyasa with a Beanie Baby on their head, whether it's a bunny or a kitty or any other animal. We do lots of poses, and then each child gets the opportunity to be the star performer as he walks up and says, I can do tree pose with a cat on my head, or I could do upward facing dog with a monkey on my head. And it's just a very, very fun, empowering book. At the very end of the book, you find this. The mom, of course, tells him, oh, yes, you do look really cool with the bunny on your head. But, what would she think a few minutes later when his sister walked in with a small alligator?
That's cute.
It's very cute. And there's another book, but also by Sean Bryant, about the girl and her gator. That is also a very cute book. A little more girly, which may or may not be good. I find this one's a little more gender neutral, but I have used the girl one, and of course the kids did like it. Were you going to say something, Alicia?
No, actually, you covered it. I was going to ask you the author's name, but you just said it, Sean Bryant.
Sean Bryant, B-R-Y-A-N. Yeah, and as you can see, this one's from the library, but I certainly use it an awful lot. It's very fun. So I'm going to go through all 4 books, and then we will stop, and you guys can ask questions or this or that. The next one is Leaf Man by Lois Ellert. She does a lot of books, all collage art, and they're very, very beautiful. This particular one is a fall favorite of mine, so I'm sort of finished with it for the season. But you know what? You probably can see the Leaf Man right on the front cover here. And each page is a collage made of photos of real leaves. Here are the leaf ducks, and I do the swan pose. And it's very beautiful and interesting for the children to find the pictures in the leaves. And the youngest children at first may only see leaves. You know, what do you see in the picture? I see leaves. And as we go through the book, their imagination starts to grow, and they begin to see the photographs. Here's the cow. He's one of my favorites. You begin to see the beauty of the photography. Lots of animal poses. I use Vivaldi's Vivaldi's Four Seasons for musical musings with it. And I want to show you, excuse me, I've been battling a cold. I want to show you a picture of my Leaf Man Shavasana. Now I have to remember, Alicia and Sam, how to do this. The screen share is the green button, right? I push that first, and then I upload it. Is that right, Sam?
Yep, just go ahead and that green button will share your screen.
Okay, here goes. I'm going to find it for us. Come on down. I'm sorry, I'm going to struggle with this for a second.
All right.
There we go. Come on, move it over. You can't minimize it here. Go down, down, down. There we go. All right. All right, are you seeing her? Come on, there she is. So here's my little girl. I drop leaves on the children as they are in resting pose, and their challenge is to stay very still as they turn into the leaf girl or the leaf boy. And this little girl was just barely 4. Good? You can see it?
No, actually, I can't.
You couldn't see it?
I cannot see it either.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me try one more time. I want everyone to see it. So you can't see. Oh, you know what? I forgot to hit one more button here. Okay, share. It says. Oh, entire screen. I see. Okay. All right. I think I got it now.
There you go. Yep.
Are you good now? All right. Here comes the picture. You hear me coughing.
I can see it now.
Here now?
Yep.
Isn't that darling? All right. So let me. How do I get rid of this screen? Oh, here we go. All right, we're back. All right. The next book is Bones by Steve Jenkins. I like to use this before Halloween, but it is an excellent, excellent, awesome anatomy book any year around, any time of the year. My preschool children love it, and teenagers would love it. Everybody loves it. It's sophisticated, it's scientific, and full of interesting details. The first page always gets everyone's interest. Where do you think this bone is from? And it's a actual size bone. It is from your middle finger. So then it goes into not only human hands, but animals' hands. And it's so fascinating to see how similar our hand is, our arm is, even to a whale. Here we have the spider monkey, the whale. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the mole. The whale, the turtle, and the fruit bat. And the book goes through this with all different parts of the skeleton. Here, of course, is the rib cage of an anaconda.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so it's fantastic. I wouldn't even have to tell you what poses to do. Of course, here's turtle, a lot about breathing, snake pose. Here's a sloth. Again, it's very easy to figure out what poses would work, and the kids learn an awful lot about the anatomy. Here is an actual size human skull and an actual size mouse lemur. So anyway, this is one of my very favorite books, and many children have only seen human skeletons or dinosaur skeletons. So at first, when they see the animal skeleton, they think they're looking at dinosaurs, and then they realize it's a dog, it's a leopard, it's a cheetah. Here's frog. And so anyway, it's a very, very good book, and I wanted to play one song for you that goes with this, just because that's a lot of fun as well. Here we go, hold on. Can you hear that? Can you hear it?
Take your earphones out. There you go.
Better?
Yes.
Stem bone, stem bone, stem, dry bone, stem bone, stem bone, stem, dry bone, stem bone, stem bone, stem, dry bones. Shake them bones about.
Check it out here.
With the toe bone connected to the foot bone, and the foot bone connected to the ankle bone, and the ankle bone connected to the leg bone. Shake them bones about. With the leg bone connected to the knee bone, and the knee bone connected to the thigh bone, and the thigh bone connected to the hip bone. Shake them bones about. With the hip bone connected to the backbone, and the backbone connected to the neck bone, and the neck bone connected to the...
Enough of that.
We could do that all day.
Yeah, that's really fun. And of course you can do it standing up, you can do it in Paschimottanasana, and it works out really well with the Bones book. So I wanted to show that. And this is my, whoops, wait, I'm not plugged in. Here we go. This is my last book, If Not for the Cat. It is a book on haiku poetry that is really nice to use with older elementary or teenagers. I went through the book and arranged the haikus into a order that felt like a yoga class, and it worked very nicely. I'm only going to read you 2 this evening. Here's one for crow pose. Raucously we caw, your straw men do not fool us. We burgle your corn. Oh, I'm sorry, it's my timer. And the other one I wanted to share is another snake. I love snakes. Don't think about it. Just leave the vicinity if you hear my tale. Beautiful watercolor photography. The kids really liked the book, and at the end of the class, they created their own haiku, which is very doable for 4th grade and up. And they created haiku to go with a yoga pose that they liked. And it was a really, really nice class. And I'm always looking for books a little more sophisticated for the older kids that are deep and meaningful, but not too long. So I really like that one. So those are my stories, and I wanted to turn it over to you guys for questions. If you've ever used those books, I'd like to know. If you have any poetry books, that would be fun to share. Pass it on.
Hey, Kathy wanted to know who was singing that version of Dim Bones.
Oh, you know, I can find that out for you. I like that version because the original was Hear the Word of the Lord, sort of like a spiritual kind of song, and I didn't really want to get into that. This is on a CD called 50 of the Best Kids Songs Ever. 50, and the music, Juice Music, 2006. Did you get that? 50 of the Best Kids Songs Ever by Juice Music, 2006.
Great.
And I don't know whether I uploaded it, you know, from a CD years ago, maybe, or maybe I purchased it. I forget now where I got it.
Yeah.
And it's only 1 minute and 50 seconds, so it's pretty quick.
Fantastic. All right, everybody, we do have the chat open, and as well, I just opened up the Q&A area. So if you have any questions, feel free to interact with us in the chat or in the Q&A, which is a more private area to get just us to ask your questions. But I've also been, so you know, I've been adding the links to all your books. So this is a great resource and some really great tools to use in your classes. So really exciting. So what's up next?
For me?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go on to songs, and here I'm slightly embarrassed. I have these. I sing a lot with kids, and I think singing is fun and good, and here I am with this cold, so my voice is not up to par tonight, but I'll just do my best. I will say, when you sing, you know, sing from your heart and try to sing high. Little children have very high voices, and unlike mine right now, I try my best to get my vocal range up a little bit when I sing with them. It is great for changing the energy of the class, giving the kids a physical break from poses, and also for improving lung capacity. Row, row, row your boat and the birthday candle song or happy birthday are part of YogaKids programming anyhow. So these just sort of piggyback onto that idea. The first one is an old nursery rhyme song called Open Shut Them Maybe you know that song. That could be a question. Do you know that song? It's meant to teach children to not put their fingers in their mouth. Most kids know it, and I do it with their feet. So I'm just going to frog my way through this, and I'm so sorry I sound so poorly, but here we go. Here's my feet. Ready? If you could sing with me, then I will not be so embarrassed. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. This looks funny. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Fold them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, crawl them, creep them, crawl them. Right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth, but do not put them in. And then we would do it again with the other leg, my tight leg, and stick it up there. Nice hip stretch usually afterwards, and we try to put our foot over our head or somewhere like that. So that's a fun one. Again, initially, when children know it, they would know it with their fingers. So this is sort of a fun tag on to something they already know, but now you're giving them a new little twist. Another hip twist or hip stretch is Rockabye Baby, and I hold the baby and we sing the lullaby song, and then afterwards we might smell our stinky baby, wash the baby. They think that's hysterical. Talk the baby on the phone, put your baby on the head, and then we switch and sing Rockabye Baby with the other foot. And I find this very gentle and cute, and even the little boys will like to rock their baby. Let me look at my notes here. If You're Happy and You Know It is a song that I stumbled on a week or so ago. I went to a class and all of a sudden, I forget what it was. I didn't have my book or I didn't have my music player. I forgot something. And I was sort of struggling. And we had some sort of book, and the child came up with the idea of singing If You're Happy and You Know It. Now I can't even think how it goes. Anyway, it worked out so well that I did it for the rest of the week. So an example would be, if you're happy and you know it, do tree pose. If you're happy and you know it, do tree pose. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will really show it. If you're happy and you do it, do tree pose. And it grew into this very large thing where we had, let me look at my notes here, what we had. If you're strong and you know it, do warrior. If you're angry and you know it, do volcano. And it was really adaptable, and the kids came up with tons and tons of ideas. Again, these are preschool children, and I thought it worked really, really well and showed their knowledge of the purpose of the yoga poses as well as singing the songs. The last one is head, shoulders, knees, and toes, which, like dem bones, most of the time you stand up and do it, but it works, again, really well in the L sitting pose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, right? And so anything to get kids to stretch their hamstrings is always a good one for me. There's my head. So that's enough singing for me tonight before I go totally hoarse. But if you have any songs that you sing with kids, I would love to hear them, because I think it's a really fun way of getting children breathing, moving, and being noisy with you rather than against you, right? What do you think?
Yeah. I'll share with you, Kim, a little bit. I came across, some people may have seen it on the Facebook forum, a local company here where I am called The Learning Station has a whole bunch of kids. They have over 300 songs, and I didn't realize how popular they were, but they're a really silly older couple, super lovely, and they, oh, you turned me on. Thanks, Sam. So let me sit up. So they're a super lovely couple, and they have all this music, and they wanted to incorporate yoga. So they came to me, because they know I do kids yoga, and I said, oh yeah, let me listen to your music. And they thought it would have to be this super slow song. Well, lo and behold, most of their music is so upbeat and so perfect for yoga kids. And one of them, just thinking of you with your head, shoulders, knees, and toes, is the Tony Chestnut song. And I don't know if you've heard it, but it goes, Tony Chestnut knows I love him, or knows, I love him, and then you have to go Tony knows, and so it's all about the body parts, but it's a whole song that goes with it. And they have a whole bunch of ones, a brain balance song that I actually have like some little videos to, but it's called Our Station, and it's Tony Chestnut, and it goes right along with the head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but it may challenge a little bit from a song that maybe kids aren't as familiar with, to have to really listen and try to get the different, body parts. So that's a newer. I just was introduced to it about a year ago, so it's a fairly new one for me.
Thanks. I've not heard of that.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else has a favorite song that they'd like to share in the chat. Maybe as we talk body parts, those looking at the ones that Kim had. Anybody else have a favorite song they like to do to teach anatomy with? And I know we're on a slight delay. Sam can probably tell us this. It's about 30 seconds or so. So when we're sitting here waiting, waiting for them to answer, there might be a slight gap before they get back to us. And do you normally sing your songs, Kim, or do you use a lot of music and pre-recorded music, or is it normally your beautiful singing voice?
Oh, both. If the song is on and it lends to singing, if a song is on my machine and it lends to singing, we sing. Sometimes we listen, and sometimes we sing without, a cappella. Absolutely. All of the above.
Nice.
All of the above.
Great.
Yeah.
So what's the next section?
All right. So the next section is games and activities. And I guess, I'm going to start with a picture before I get into the game. So let me do my screen share again. And I want to show you a picture of some of my students building a zoo. So here we go, zoo. All right, do you see it?
Oh, yeah.
You see it there? There we go.
There you go.
I mean, it's no brain science. I just brought in some blocks and some plastic model animals. Our theme for the day had been a zoo, and I had some great books on the zoo, and we did a lot of poses. But the kids had so much fun with the zoo, and this was a very cooperative zoo, even though each child there had their own animal house. Like this looks like the reptile house over here, and there's the monkey house. But if you have some building blocks at your home, it's a really fun and easy thing that, again, preschoolers through elementary, these kids are like kindergarten through, I think she's a fifth grade. And that went really, really well. Let me get rid of that. Oh, there's the leaf girl. All right. So to do the screen share, I lost my thing here. Did I get rid of the screen share now?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet?
There you go.
It's off now? Okay. So that was one idea. The next is a memory game. And this is a visual game, so I'm hoping that I can show you this. So I love to use the Beanie Babies. And I have done this game with very large groups of kids. So let's say I have 12 children. Each child would have one Beanie Baby. And I start them. I'm going to come over here and show these to you. I start the Beanie Babies in a circle. All right, here I go. Can you see them? Sam, Alicia, can you see the animals?
Oh, yeah, we can see them.
Yes, I can see them.
It's hard for me to see them because I can't blow them up. So here is a circle of animals, and the game begins with quite a lengthy meditation where from our mats, not touching the animals, we use our sense of visual perception to look at each animal. And here we have the alligator, and I might go into detail like, look at the alligator's beautiful green scales and the zigzag pattern on his back and his eyes. And then we'll move to the speckled dog with the red collar, the graduation cap owl, the pink piggy, the red, what's his name here, red cardinal, purple mouse, the dragon with the flashy wings, the blue jay, the squirrel, the minty green bunny, the kitty with the blue collar, the mandrill baboon, and the butterfly. And then one child picks an animal and hides it, and the next child has to guess which animal is gone. So just for fun, I thought we could play this game. I'm going to turn the computer away. I'm going to take an animal away, and then if you can figure out which animal is gone, I'd like you to send it through the chat. Does that make sense, Sam?
Yeah,
Alicia? Is that fun?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Ready? Okay, I'm going to hide one.
Oh, memory.
It's a memory game. All right, here's the animals. Can you see them? Who's missing?
Oh my. Can you pan the camera a little bit? Can you, pan it to the left and to the right so we can see the whole circle of animals?
Sorry, like that?
Yeah.
I wish I could see them better. Okay. I find this game very challenging. The kids are better at it than me.
I was going to say all the animals that I looked at are all still there, so I must have missed one.
Does anyone know?
I don't. I think it was one that was closer to us, though. Because I remember
If a child's having a really hard time, we give them a clue. Do you need a clue?
Please.
I think I need a clue.
He lives in the tree in my backyard.
Is it a squirrel?
Yep.
That was a wild guess.
There he is. Dun, dun, dun. So, anyway, and then it would go around, and then the child who guessed then got to choose to hide the animal. And they take the animal and they stick it under their yoga mat. And then his neighbor would be the guesser. And it goes around till at the very end there's only 2 or 3 left. But the kids still find it very challenging, and it's a lot of fun. This is an elementary school game. But I found the kids are actually better at it than I am.
I had a hard time with it.
Yeah, well, maybe if you were, it's hard with the computer too. Anyway, it's a fun game, and I find it goes over really well. And kindergartners through 5th, everyone likes it. And there's always a nice way of helping a child out with a clue here or there. And the child who is hiding gets to give the clue, which again gives them a chance to, speak in front of the group and think about their knowledge of a particular animal. So I like that one a lot. How are we doing with time here? Can I do one more? I think I have time for one more.
Yeah, we love games.
All right. Well, I don't know if you call this a game. This is more, hold on one second. It's rolled away from me. This is more of an activity. I'm in the middle of teaching a 5-week session on the senses to 2 first grade classes. This is a new program I've just started, and I've been very pleased with it. And 2 weeks ago, we were on the sense of smell, and I wanted to use some essential oils. So I got lavender, which is a very calming scent, and I got peppermint, which is very energizing, and I actually got eucalyptus, which is good for the sinuses in cold seasons. And each child was given a baggie, a piece of cotton, cosmetic cotton pad that I had dropped a little bit of the oil in it, and I came around, they opened their baggie, and I dropped it in, so they didn't touch the oil, just in case they were to rub their eyes or it would be too strong. They drew a little name tag. This one says calm, can you see it? And it had a little sleepy face. The lavender said energy with a smiley face. And the eucalyptus had a nose and it said breathe. And they really liked them, and even though these are a couple weeks old, I can still smell the lavender. And the children were very interested in essential oils. That was a new idea for them. This past week, I was on the sense of touch, and after we did our yoga, I distributed 22 paper bags. and there were 22 children in the class, so each child had a paper bag, and in the paper bag was something to touch. I had a timer because kids really like timers. They had 15 seconds to reach in the bag, feel it, and then take a guess. They weren't supposed to take it out of the bag, but I'll show you. This one's a pine cone. Then they passed the bag around. So every single child had 22 guessing games. I envisioned that it would be very peaceful and quiet and meditative, but it was pretty loud, and the kids were like, "Yay, I did it!" And they were yelling and screaming, but it was a lot of fun, and I put in everything from like a silk scarf to rubber bands, a ball of yarn. I just ran around my house and tried to find things that were not so curious that they would have to take them out of the bag. I wanted them to look in the bag and say, "Oh yeah, rubber bands." But that worked out very well for the sense of feel, and then the yoga poses taught us to feel what was happening on the inside of our body. So I still have to do hearing. We're going to do a lot of chanting, a lot of singing, and we'll end with a sense of taste, which I'm going to give them some sweet, salty, sour, and bitter treats. So I'm looking forward to that. I think if there was anything else. I think that's about it. Does anyone have any questions on these games or activities?
Yeah, actually, we was wondering.
Oh, somebody was asking what books are you using for the senses?
Yeah.
I haven't found I got a bunch out of the library, like this big stack, and I haven't used a book yet. There is one book that I really like by Alice Walker. She's a very famous writer, called let me think of it. There's a flower at the tip of my nose smelling me. And it's quite poetic. It's more of a poetry book, but it's very sensorial, and I might use that. But frankly, there's been so much time and fun with these different activities that I just haven't read a book to them. And it's 22 kids. It's sometimes harder to share stories and pictures with such a large group. So I just might not do Reading Comes Alive with this program, which is not typical for me, but.
Yeah, I did a similar series, Kim, on the senses, and mine was there's a book called My Five Senses. Oh, you're turning me on again. Okay, it's called My Five Senses. I think the author is Aliki. I was just trying to look it up. And I guess if you were doing it broken down, you could do just a page or two at a time, but it's good visuals, and it talks about the senses. If you wanted a visual aid, Dawn, to go with a senses lesson plan, if you were doing it all in one class, you could read the whole book, or if you're breaking it up into a series. I did the same as Kim, and I broke it up into a 6-week series where we did the sense and then we brought it all together. And actually in yoga we have that sixth sense, that intuition, which we then kind of bring about sometimes when we're talking about the senses, that comes up as well as a yoga sense, right, as our sense.
Neat. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been just drawing pictures. I'm going to draw a big tongue, probably just cut out a pink tongue and paper and do a diagram of the taste bud areas on a large sheet. I might do that rather than show a book. Because we're in the gym and the kids are spread out pretty far.
After that memory game that we played, would you typically do any sort of yoga poses or kind of bring it back to any?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, we would have either already done the poses or we would do them as we guessed. Oh, squirrel. Here's my squirrel pose. Yeah. So it would either, depending on how active the class was, whether we had done them before or as we play. Or we may end up doing the animal hat game afterwards and working on some balance that way. Once the animals come out, there's always a lot you can do with them. And then, of course, leading into belly breathing for resting pose. And you can also use the animals to make a little vinyasa flow.
Great.
Yeah, I know the kids love the beanies. In a class I was teaching recently, I only had 3 kids in the class, and I had my big old bag of beanies. So instead, they reached in, they pulled out a beanie, and then they picked a pose. They tried to position the beanie into a pose, and then we all copied whatever pose that was. And I don't know what it is about kids. They always want to put the Beanie Babies in the pose, and it just so happened I was teaching teenagers next, and I had those beanies already out, and we were just going to use them for breathing, and immediately the teenagers started positioning the beanies into little poses. So yeah, so even teenagers, they all do it. They just love playing with the little beanies. So, you know, it's kind of ageless playing with those little guys.
It's true.
Not just for the little ones. They all love to play with them.
It's very true. I do have a 2 finger mudras for Thanksgiving. One is my wishbone mudra, and you can do it by yourself by pressing the pads of your thumb together and then making the wish for yourself or your family or your community and then popping it open. But it's also very fun to do in a circle where your thumb reaches to your neighbor's thumb, so everybody is sitting thumb to thumb in a circle. And then you would make, again, the wish for the class, the wish for the family, and the wish for yourself. And the other one I have is thanks. Again, giving thanks, taking a moment to think of what you are grateful for, and then giving, but realizing that it's 2 words and that we are giving the thanks. And I'll have children do that as a chant. Thanksgiving. So that's my Thanksgiving hand gestures. Yeah, very simple.
Karen did share on the chat. I don't know if Sam was going to go back to this, but Karen was sharing that she does a game, that memory game, but she does it with older students, where she has the objects that they're challenged, then create a story. And the students become the authors. And so, I mean, you can do it a couple of different ways, but you could even have the beanies out. And then as you go, they have to come up with a story and act out the story. I know that we've done that YogaKids pyramid, or, you know, where everyone comes together and makes a collective picture, you know, where you can each have, you know, each student act out one of those animals, and then they create a picture and create that visual of the reading comes alive. So thank you, Karen, for sharing that idea. That's a great idea as well. I know I had an idea as well, and it had escaped me. I did want to remind everybody, I'm refining it a little bit, but we had a Thanksgiving lesson plan out there, so if you didn't download that, go back to the YogaKids forum, let me know if you don't have it, and it's a great story about, you know, the Pilgrims coming over in Plymouth Rock, and you're acting it out. So if you have a class coming up this week, and you want to, you know, act out the Thanksgiving story, you know, we have a lesson plan there for you to go and play it, and maybe you can incorporate some of Kim's mudras, the wishbone, the Thanksgiving, or the chant, and add that to the lesson plan. That'd be a nice little touch.
Oh.
Nice.
I have a family yoga class scheduled for Thanksgiving. It's already full.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my 2nd year of doing it, so if you're looking for, you know, a way to augment your income, it seems like people are really interested in doing some yoga before they go off to their feast. Because I've tried other like schools out. I haven't always had success with this idea, but this is my 2nd year of having, you know, a full group. Parent-child.
So what's going to be the type, a parent-child class?
Parent-child class, yeah. Yeah. And I'm being very loosey-goose this time, so two kids can come with one parent, or 2 parents with 1 kid. I've tried it a bunch of different ways, and it always seems to just work out fine. I do say 4 and up to try to avoid, you know, the super, really, really little children. But it was fun last year, and seems to be a good market. So,
really? Do you do it in the morning? Is
yes.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No one's going to do yoga after the turkey. This one's 9:45 to 10:45.
Nice. That's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah.
I think some of us may have thought that people don't go out at all on Thanksgiving, but that's a great idea that the families get out and do that together.
Yeah, and then my class is followed by an adult yoga class, and it's already booked as well. So it does seem like people want to get some exercise before they imbibe all that food.
Right. Great. Well, thank you. Is there anything else that you have to share with us, Kim?
Not really. Not really at all.
Okay. Not really. All right.
That's what I can think of.
Well, thank you. I know we're often sharing tons of ideas. I mean, even on our Elements in Action, those are great ideas coming from our YKAs, and definitely our CYKTs are sharing ideas on the forum. So keep that energy going. Keep sharing with each other, our trainers, everyone and our mentors coming together and sharing these ideas. So I want to thank all the teachers, all the YogaKids teachers who participated in our Master Mentor Hangout tonight, especially at the beginning of our holiday week. So we're really grateful for all of you and for all the children in your lives. So take note, our next Master Mentor Hangout will be on Sunday, December 27th. It will be with another one of our trainers, Gail Grossman from New York, who will be sharing with us how YogaKids can help with test preparation. So she has a whole series of yoga poses and activities she does to help kids prepare for tests. So if you work with kids in schools, it's a great call to come into. Be sure to sign up for that personal link, just like you did for this one, when it gets sent out. It's normally in the newsletter, as well as Sam sends out the special invites. Don't forget, all of our Hangouts are recorded and accessible on the YogaKids website. Probably within the week, they'll be uploaded to that. And they're in the digital library, and it's exclusive for YKAs and CYKTs, so just for you. And that's all that I have, Sam. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you guys did a great job. So thankful for all the great information, and thankful to all of the people who joined us today on this lovely Sunday, whether it's cold where you are or warm where I am. We want to thank you all for coming and joining us tonight. If you guys have any feedback at all about these events, or these live webinar hangouts, I would love to hear them. You can find me in the group and on Facebook. And then we're also going to send out a special secret invite for all of you who joined us live tonight to check out the brand new website and give us your feedback, give us your input on what you think, what you find, what you see. Realize it's very much still a work in progress, so you may find things that don't quite work still, but that's okay. We're just looking to give you guys something a little special, sneak peek, and something a little extra for joining us live, and to get your feedback on what we're doing and how we're growing as a community, as a family here at YogaKids. So I want to thank our presenters again, and thank you guys for joining us here live tonight. Have a wonderful and warm evening wherever you may be. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.